What's good, y'all? It's your boy Sean Peter Bluff guy. Hey! And today, I'm excited, right? I'm excited, you know. Two reasons I'm excited, you know. First and most importantly, we got One Piece. Some One Piece chapters. We going with One Piece chapter 1054. Let's go. Like your boy Cube just said. Let's go. And second, we officially on Twitch now, y'all. We officially on Twitch. Still will be posting on YouTube, so do not threat, or do not fret, right? For all my YouTube viewers and everything. So, if you're on YouTube, make sure you put some comments. Let me know what you think of the chapter and everything. Engage in the comments. We're not doing live streams no more, but that don't mean you can't engage. So yeah, if you're seeing this on YouTube. But anyway, what's good, y'all? What is good? Y'all make sure y'all hit that follow button if y'all not follow. If you watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button. Also, yeah, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And we have the Discord as well. It's not exclusively a One Piece Discord. But yeah, make sure you join the community. Okay, so I'm looking at this cover spread, and we have the 4 new emperors. That's what we're running with. That's what we're running with. It doesn't matter what I think. That's what we're running with. That's what Oda's running with. That's what the story's running with. They are the new emperors. So we got Buggy D Clown on the left side, Then we got Shanks, red hair Shanks, in second, and then we have Marshall D Teach, aka Mr. or Captain Blackbeard, right? Blackbeard. And then we have our guy, our fellow, the future Pirate King, the Pirate King to be. That's who we know it. We know it, right? It's going to be who the Pirate King is. We know he's going to be the Pirate King, right? At the end of the series, he's going to get the One Piece, all that good stuff. The wielder of the Hito Hito no Mi model Nika Monkey D Luffy, aka Straw Hat Luffy. It's a cover spread, right? So we actually get to see Monkey D Luffy in his, Gear 5th form, his Nika Awakened form, and in color, right? We get to see it in color, and obviously, his hair is white, eyebrows are white. I mean, something we already knew. We already knew it was gonna be white and everything. We get One Piece chapter 1054, Flame Emperor. Okay. Cool. All right, so we're at the flower capital. We start, right? And somebody says, Denjiro, you notice too. We mustn't let Sir Luffy and his companions hear about this. Come, cat. Ha, huh? Or it says, huh, right? Get talking. I'm pretty sure that was Inuyasha talking to Nekamamushi, right? Or we see someone walking, and it says, the thing about influence is, and then he takes that step, and it's all these flowers that start blooming. So we already know who it is. It says, when you really want it, it can be hard to gain. So we get a nice little shot of a Green Bull, right? Walking, hands in his pocket, not bothered. And then he looks ... And we see the scabbards pretty much kind of forming a wall, to stop Green Bull. It says, hey, samurai, you better not try to stop me. Oh, nah, bro. They going to try to stop you, my guy. My G. Rizal said he's from the Navy. They're Sir Luffy's enemies abroad. And Green Bull says, "So you know how things work outside of here. The celestial dragons are the gods of the world. And here in this country, unaffiliated with the world government, you have no human rights." All right, so we starting to see a little we starting to see a little of Green Bull's personality, right? And we starting to see a little more, right? Like he's a believer in the world government, obviously. He seems like he's really a believer in it. You know. So I don't see him being one of them type of admirals that are gonna be like possibly good at the end of the thing. You know what I mean? I don't see him being like that. He seemed like he really believes in what the world government does and you know, all that good stuff. And all right, so he tells him you have no human rights. He says, "Don't blame me for it. It's how the world works." We see him kind of hold on. It kind of like his hair is kind of flaming, right? It looked like his hair is in like some type of flame, kind of like Luffy's almost. And he does this attack, Groves of Wrath, or is that Wraith or Wrath? I'm assuming Wrath, Wrath. I mean, and we see all these like plant type fists coming out of the ground with like trees and vines around them, and the whole floor in front of Green Bull is like covered in flowers. And he says, "I'm a woodsman with the power of the woods fruit." Okay, so we have a name. We have an official name for the devil fruit. The woods fruit. All right. The woods fruit. I thought it would have been like the plant fruit or something. Like how does like wood doesn't create plants. Plants create wood. But okay, I guess who am I to argue that? You know what I mean? It's One Piece. It's One Piece, baby. He says the forest is just as much the cradle of life as the sea. It is pure logia, nature itself. He says, "Let me teach you something. Humankind has lasted through the ages by creating and defining the inferior. All the rest of us can look down our noses at you, unaffiliated countries. Discrimination creates solace. And then we see this shot where Green Bull kind of looks like a tree. He kind of looks like a tree. Like his hair is like it looks like the top of a tree, right? Where you get the branches, you got all the leaves and all that stuff growing out. So yeah, so he has he definitely has kind of a tree form, which is dope. I like it. I'm really liking Green Bull's ability, right? And I'm kind of liking the asshole of him, because this man is a bit of an asshole, bro. Like thinks he's like one of them guys who thinks he's superior. Like I think Green Bull, from what we've seen of him so far, and we're probably going to see more of his personality. I'm sure of that, right? We're going to learn more of him. He's kind of somebody who really believes in hierarchy and he believe like, because last chapter we seen that he wanted to please his superiors. He wanted to please Akainu, because Akainu is in a position where he's superior. So he wants to please Akainu and make him happy by doing something good. And now he's talking all this like, hey, you guys who aren't associated with the world government, you guys are inferior, right? So, pretty much, you will be treated as inferior, but like you will be treated as inferior by people like me, and we will discriminate. We will discriminate on you. Don't be mad at me. That's just the way of the world. That's the way of the world, So it's like Green Bull like fully integrates with like the plants, right? That I guess that he creates. Like he go full on plant mode, right? And we see all these vines pretty much like attacking all the scabbards. And he says it doesn't matter how many people die in this country because the law does not apply here. Rah ha 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 ha. Just try to stop me. I'll kill thousands of you. Anything to ensure I reach Straw Hat Luffy. And then we see Yamato coming out of nowhere and says, "You won't be doing." And then she bashes Fujitora in like pretty much bashes his like head part, the plant part, the head plant part, I guess, on the head and like into the ground. It says, "A single word of that. You won't be doing a single word of that." Okay. And then Green Bull like classes his head and says, "Yow, that's some tough hockey." Yeah, bro, you still not immune to hockey, bro. Even as a Logia. And then it says the people have withstood 20 years of oppression. I won't let you ruin their chance to finally celebrate and allow their hearts to feel free again. And it says, "Who are you?" "Sir Yamato." Or Green Bull asks, "Who are you?" And then Yamato says, "I'm Yamato, the son of Kaido." Green Bull says, "Son of Kaido." And Momonosuke comes out in dragon form and says, "Well said, Yamato. The heroes have to heal from their battle, and we won't allow you to harm them. Blast breath." And Green Bull says, "A dragon?" So, okay, now, see, Momonosuke, I think, will have an advantage over Green Bull because plants are, if we going by like Pokemon logic, plants are weak. Plant types are weak to fire types, right? Because plants are susceptible to fire, right? Like forest fires and stuff. That destroys forests. You know, but I know who else could be green. You know who else could beat Green Bull? A crew of contractors, of deforestation contractors. They could beat Green Bull pretty easily with their machinery. I'm telling you. So we getting some Momonosuke action, boy. About time we see Momonosuke throw some hands. I mean, he did kind of fight against Kaido, but he was acting like a little. He was acting like, he was acting all like scary. Let me stop because he's still a 10-year-old boy in the head. Like he's still mentally a 10-year-old boy. So Momonosuke, we see he's fighting. It looked like It looked like he doesn't throw a blast breath. I'm assuming. Hold on, let me go back last one because we just see a poof, right? Like he doesn't really. He really doesn't. Did he? I don't see. I see him charging for a blast breath, and then on the second page, it's just he doesn't let it out for some reason. I don't know why. And Green Bull looks a little scared, and then we see the people at the Flower Capital partying, and Green Bull says, "What?" And they said, "Momonosuke, Lord Momonosuke." And he says, "As I was saying, leave this place, be gone from, or leave this place, be gone from the Flower Capital, or from the capital." And then he like bites into one of the branches of Green Bull, and it says, Do not make them worry. I swore an oath to them. And Green Bull is looking. He says, a pink dragon? That's weird. I haven't heard of anyone with those powers. And then we see Green Bull like wrap Momonosuke's body with those vines. Why didn't Momonosuke like continue with his attack? It's like he was about to attack, but he like stopped. You know, like he should have attacked him. Like let him know, like, bro, I'm serious, bro. You better leave, or I'm gonna finish you off. So Green Bull like wraps Momonosuke's whole dragon body up with these vines, bro. Green Bull, hey, Green Bull, pretty OP. Let's be real. You know, as they says, move it, and then they say, Momonosuke. Momonosuke screams out, ah! And Momonosuke says, Yamato, you must not fight. Yamato says, what? what you mean I must not fight, bro? This dude trying to kill us, bro. What are you talking about? What is you saying, though? What is you saying? Okay, I just turned the page and I just seen some things, man. I just seen some things on this next page. Let's get to it. All right, so we at the sea near Wano. Oh, near Wano. We see a ship, a very familiar ship. We're looking at. Let's get to it. It said there's a weird one mixed into the bunch. Let's go to him, Captain. Luffy's a great pirate now. Oh, it's looking like I'm about to eat crow. It's looking like I'm about to eat crow because we about to get into it. I'm about to have to eat some crow with one of my old theories I've been standing firm on. It's been ages. Haven't been here since we said farewell to Odin. I suppose Momo and Hiyori are all grown up now. And then we see the crew, man. We see I forgot the guy on the left's name. I don't remember his name. Then we got Yasop. And we got the guy who always got the monkey with him. I forget his name. And then we got Lucky Roo. And then on the next page, who do we have? The only OG of the original four, the original four Yonko, right? The original four Yonko, the only OG, right? And I say OG because Blackbeard ain't an OG. You know, Blackbeard replaced Whitebeard. Whitebeard was the OG though. You know what I'm saying? But the youngest of the OGs, Yonko, we got red hair Shanks. Red hair Shanks enters the chat and he is holding a newspaper and he says, well. And then we see the wanted poster of Monkey D. Luffy. I'm about to start calling him Monkey D. Nika when he's in that form. Monkey D. Nika. And then he's looking at it looked like we got a bit of a flashback, right? Kind of like not a whole flashback, but like maybe this kind of recently happened flashback. Shanks is looking, says ... and they said the world government said that's red hair ship. Seems like there are CP9 agents on board. That's trouble. We see Ben Beckman and Lucky Roo. And then Shanks says that's or nothing to worry about. We sell. And it's like they're attacking the world government ships. They're attacking these world government ships. So we see one of the CP agents. I don't know if he's like CP9 or one of the other CPs. Hold on. This okay, so this I think this flashback is a older flashback. I don't think this is like outside of Wano flashback. I think this is an older flashback. Hold on, hold on. I gotta go back to that. I gotta go back to the last page real quick. Yeah, I think this is like this is looking like when Shanks got the Gumu Gumu no Mi, right? So we see, oh, bro, that's who's who. I was wondering, it's this guy, right? He has like the hair over his eyes and everything, and then he has these horns. And I I just thought that, like, at first I took it as just some random CP agent. That's who's who. That is who's who, right? Because who's who, we know who's who has those horns. I always thought those horns was part of that mask he wears, though. You know what I mean? Like, he wears a mask, and I thought they were part of the mask, but no, who's who, like, he, like, has horns, right? He kind of reminds me of the kid from Doflamingo's crew, the one who's like like half fishman. He's like a fighting fishman. I forget his name though. Not Bellamy. It's Dillinger. Dillinger is his name. Dillinger. So yeah, who's who reminds me of Dillinger a little bit. We got who's who looking like Dillinger, right? He doesn't have the mask or anything, but he does have the horns. That's how I was able to tell it's who's who. They said, "What are they after? There's no treasure here, only a single devil fruit." What could that mean to them? It just turns you into rubber, right? So yeah, this is that. Okay, so this is that ship that Shanks took the Gumu Gumu no Mi from, right? This is the CP9 ship. Oh man, we getting some sauce today, baby. We getting some sauce today. So we cut back to the Gold Kingdom. What is that village? Is it Fuchsia Village? I think that's the village that Luffy was at when he met Luffy, or Shanks met Luffy. The Fuchsia Village in the Gold Kingdom. So we go back to that. We go back to the village, right? We see, the whole time Shanks meeting Luffy. Uh, they're talking. Shanks gets his Shanks the moment where the Sea King attacks Luffy and Shanks is there. Shanks loses his arm, you know, and I think we cut back to the present, and Shanks is clutching his arm, the arm that he lost because of that day, and we just see Shanks just thinking dot dot dot. All right, so they said, guess all the bosses know that Straw Hat Luffy guy. You know what I heard about Straw Hat Luffy? That he's like some monstrous, uncontrollable ape of a man. At least that's what they say. So it looked like Shanks got a bit, some new crew members, some 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 subordinates, right? Some new subordinates. Cause obviously they don't know about Luffy. Shanks says, I'm not interested in seeing Luffy. And they say, what? No. Remember what's happening in our territory now. Oh, there's that follower of Luffy's, Bart something. He burned our flags down and replaced them with Luffy's. So how would that make me look? What happens to the trust put in me? Well, okay, I guess you have a point. So I'm glad we getting some Shanks acknowledging Bartholomew, what he's doing out in the world to his, the Shanks crew, right? So Shanks like, look, man, as of now, Luffy is a rival because his crew is starting all this stuff. So I'm glad. So I thought I was gonna have to eat crow, but it looked like I might have to hold off on that. I'm gonna have to hold off on that. You know what I mean? All right. So we see a little cup of sake being poured, and we got Shanks and Ben Beckman. You know, they're drinking. Shanks picks up the sake with the only hand that he owns, and he says, "Say bet. I think it's time we make our move." Oh, we making moves. Shanks says, "Let's claim the One Piece." Oh, bro. Okay. We gotta talk about that. We gotta talk. We're gonna talk about that a little later. We're gonna talk about that. Now we cut to the new Navy HQ New World, right? And they said, somebody said, we can't let the revolutionaries keep running unchecked, Akainu. I know that, but we don't have the troops to send. They're calling him the Flame Emperor Sabo now. He's the hero of the entire world. We getting some Sabo stuff. We get some Sabo stuff. Bro, we got some Shank stuff. Now we get some Sabo stuff. Oh, I zoomed out a little too quickly, man. Why I had to zoom down a little too quickly, bro. I zoomed down a little too quickly to see what's happening. It says 800 years ago, the world government was created by 20 founders. Of their descendants, only Nefertari Cobra attended the Reverie this year, which is why his murder was so meaningful to the Revolutionary Army. So we get this newspaper. It says Revolutionary Army Chief of Staff Sabo kills King of Alabasta Cobra. Hey, I mean, we kind of guessed this. Like a lot of people guessed that Sabo was going to get framed for Cobra's. Like maybe Cobra was the one that died, and Sabo was going to get framed. You know, because I don't believe that Sabo actually killed Cobra. At least not intentionally. You know what I'm saying? At least not intentionally. And they say, which is why his murder was so meaningful to the Revolutionary Army. What? So I think this got to be the narrative they're trying to push. This got to be a narrative they're trying to push. Man, yo, so far this chapter been flames, man. We got Shanks. We start off with Green Bull fighting. We got Shanks, and now we're getting some Marine world government stuff, and they're talking about what happened at Reverie now. Come on. All right. So let me zoom this in because I want to. It says just hours before that, in the land of the gods, the living area of the celestial dragons, they destroyed the hoof of the celestial dragon, symbol of the world nobles, in a declaration of war. Also, we're in Mary Jo. We see some celestial dragons running like the cowards they are. It look like you know it's some type of battle going on in Mary Jo at the moment. All right, and it says Admirals Ryukago and Fujitara led the Navy into battle. So we got Fujitara in Green Bull on one side versus the Revs. We got Morley, Karasu, Sabo. I forgot the little I forgot he's like the guy with all the gadgets and stuff. I don't remember his name, but he's like the small guy. we got him, and then we also see Kuma. And it says, but in the end, the ex-revolutionary and celestial dragon slave Bartholomew Kuma was freed, and all of the revolutionaries escaped. Bro, the big homie Kuma is free. Free my man's Kuma. Free my man's Kuma, bro. Uh Bro, my man's Kuma is free. Yo, Kuma is like one of my favorite characters, bro. Like top 5 probably. I like Kuma. I really love Kuma. Like his intro. Come on, bro. He's the reason. Come on. Come on, bro. Him and Kizaru are the reasons why the whole time skip happened in the first place, right? All right, so they say, I'm certain that it was difficult for the admirals to exhibit their full powers in the land of the gods. And Akainu said, don't make excuses for them. Right? Right? Kizaru should have been there, man. I'm telling you, if Kizaru was there, none of that would have had. It would have been like, it would have been Sabaody Part 2 if Kizaru was there. Except it would have been the Revs and not the Supernova. Facts. Telling y'all. Kizaru the GOAT out here. Man, come on now. And then it says, and what about the disappearance of Princess Vivi, which happened at the same time as Cobra's murder? So, yeah. It said Princess is missing. So this is why I don't think Sabo killed Cobra. You know, I think Sabo is framed, and I think he took Vivi, pretty much. You know, or Vivi voluntarily went with him, one or the other. And we got the director, Naval Bureau of Investigation, Kuroma Tensai, and he says we're still investigating the matter, as well as any possible connections between the two. It's a double blow for Alabasta, says Akainu. And he says their ship's still at the Red Port, in fact. They can't send it home with all that's going on. And Kizaru said, can we assume the attempted murder of St. Carlos is solved then? As far as the accusation that St. Milsgard let the attacker escape, that's being deliberated in the land of the gods. The holy knights have intervened, and it's all a big mess now. Let them figure it out. And then Kuroma says, but in each case, the public is convinced that Sabo was the one pulling the strings, and it's causing quite a stir. Add to that recent events orchestrated during the King's return, with the Eight Nations Revolution, and now the many sparks of rebellion smoldering all over the world. Hey, we in the middle of things is happening, bro. Things is happening. The guy says, with the Eight Nations Revolution and now the many sparks of rebellion smoldering all over the world, are beginning to worship him like he's some kind of god. And we see that big. It looked like we're in Logtown. No, maybe not. Cause I see that platform that kind of looked like the one that Roger was executed on, but I don't think that's the same one. I think that's just a platform, right? I could be wrong though. I don't know. So Sabo is out here being worshipped as a god. And they call him the Flame Emperor Sabo. And it says at this point in time, he's so popular, he might have more influence than Dragon Commander-in-Chief of the Revolutionaries. Bro, Sabo out here getting. Remember that page where it was like Sabo on the screen? Hey, this looks like this is why Sabo was on the screen. Kizaru says, and now his brother Straw Hat Luffy is an emperor of the sea. Uh, and then we got somebody on the platform yelling, "In the world of pirates, the Flame Emperor's brother has upended the old order. The times are indeed changing." Like this man's yelling with his megaphone, and then Akaino says, "This is one hell of an age. I had to be fleet admiral in. But no matter who comes at us, I'll drive each and every one of them back into the depths of the sea." Akaino is about to get serious, yo. Akaino is about to get serious. And then we get a 2B continue, and of course there's no break. Oh, this chapter. Okay, so man, yo, this chapter was definitely flames. And as a dedication of Salvo, this chapter was flames. It was El Fuego. We got so much going on. Let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. First, I kind of want to talk about when I say I was about to eat crow, right? Because y'all know my belief. I think Shanks is going to die before Luffy ever gets a chance to meet him. And it was starting to kind of look like Shanks and Luffy was about to actually have their reunion, which I was a little scared of because I was like, man, I'm gonna be wrong. I'm gonna be wrong. So Oda kind of teased like, hey, they about to meet. They about to meet. But then Oda kind of was like, nah, I'm just joking. They not meeting yet. So it's still a possibility that Shanks could still potentially die by the hands of Blackbeard before Monkey D. Luffy gets a chance to give him the hat back, right? Because I don't think Luffy's ever given that hat back. I mean, let's be real. I don't think Luffy is ever gonna get that hat back. So all right, so first off, we get all this action with Green Bull, right? Green Bull trying to go see the Flower Capital, but we got the Scabbards, Momonosuke, Yamato. They all pretty much come to intercept. They all come to intercept Green Bull to stop him from going at the Straw Hats. And I don't think Green Bull is going to reach the Straw Hats because most arcs always like a lot of these arcs where we get like an admiral coming for the Straw Hats. They always end up getting stopped, right? They always end up getting stopped and getting turned back or something. Something happens to where they don't complete the job. Either Aokiji went after the Straw Hats at one point, but he didn't want to kill them, right? He didn't have a plan to kill them at all. So he kind of turned himself around. He could have. He almost killed Luffy. He almost froze him and Robin to death, right? But he didn't kill him though. And then we had Kizaru and Sabaody, who was stopped by Rayleigh, and also Kuma. Like Kuma also saved them, saved the Straw Hats, and then we got Fujitaro back in Dressrosa. Fujitaro kind of let them go. Either. So I don't think Green Bull is ever really going to reach them. I think they might actually kind of turn them away, but we gotta see. I don't know if he's going to stop because of Momonosuke and them. So they're either going to have to defeat Green Bull, or Green Bull probably is going to have to get some type of order. Like maybe they're going to somebody going to call him on the snail phone. That's what I'm gonna call it, the snail phone, right? Somebody's gonna call him on the snail phone and be like, "Hey, we need you at such and such location right now, Green Bull. Stuff is getting out of hand." And Green Bull is gonna have to be like, "Well, okay, y'all lucky. I'm gonna leave on my own accord, but if it wasn't for these orders, I would have to kill y'all. So y'all lucky, you know what I mean?" So I think that could be the case. I think that might be the case. But I think Momonosuke though, if he is in fact able to use dragon breath, I think he could be the weakness of Green Bull and stop Green Bull. You know what I mean? Or at least be the wall for Green Bull. Like, hey, I'm gonna burn you to a crisp if you keep going. You know, your plants ain't surviving my dragon breath, my dragon blast, right? So, you know, that could be the case if Momonosuke knows how to use it though. You know. And then let's talk about Shanks, right? Shanks is outside of Wano. What is his plan for Wano though? You know, I would assume Poneglyph, roll Poneglyph, right? He said he's going after the One Piece. Shanks says he doesn't want to see Luffy. Part of the reason why he doesn't want to see Luffy is because Luffy's subordinate Bartolomeo is sitting there causing a lot of problems in his territory. So it's kind of like he's like, what? How would that look if I go meet Luffy after his subordinate is doing everything in my territory, right? So I'm assuming he's in Wano to find the Poneglyph, to get a copy of the Poneglyph, right? That's what I'm assuming. You know, he might have one of Big Mom's. He might even have a Poneglyph, right? Because, well, we know Big Mom has a Poneglyph. There's a roll Poneglyph in Wano. There's the roll Poneglyph on Zou. But there's a fourth Poneglyph. We don't know where that is. You know what I'm saying? Do Shanks have it? Do Blackbeard have it? I think Shanks might have it. You know what I mean? If anything. So he might need the one in Wano, and he might need or already have the one in Big Mom's territory. And then he needs the one in Zou as well. Right? He needs the one that's on Zou. So unless he's been to Zou before. I mean, I think he has been to Zou as a kid, but unless he's been in Zou since he's been a Yonko, right? But it's kind of interesting to see that Shanks wants to be Pirate King, because I didn't think he had the ambition to become Pirate King. You know, I didn't think he had that ambition, but he obviously does. You know, he obviously does, because he specifically said it's time for us to go find the One Piece. You know, I thought he was going to leave that ambition to Luffy. So yeah, so Shanks, we're not getting the meeting with Shanks, and we're not getting the meeting with Straw Hat Luffy, which is fine. I like that. I like that choice. I thought we was going to get it, but I like that choice. We also got the flashback of Shanks pretty much obtaining the Gumu Gumu no Mi, aka the Hito Hito no Mi model Nika, right? We see the flashback with Who's Who in it. You know, a young up and coming CP9 agent, right? Like, we know that he was almost kind of equal to Rob Lucci, which I hope we get a meeting of them too. I would like to see a meeting where Rob Lucci is still kind of superior to Who's Who, but we get that meeting. Even though I think Who's Who kind of got a superior devil fruit, because Rob Lucci's is just a leopard devil fruit, but Who's Who has a mythical zone. Or no, he has an ancient zone. My bad. But despite Who's Who having a superior devil fruit, I would think that Rob Lucci might still be the superior fighter of the two, right? At least I would like to think that, because I like Rob Lucci a little more than I like Who's Who, you know. And I think Rob Lucci probably got stronger as well. If Rob Lucci and Luffy's growth rate stayed the same since their meeting, Rob Lucci is pretty OP at this point. But I don't think he's equal to Luffy at this point. I think he probably got much stronger than he was in this lobby, you know. But yeah, so we know that Shanks is trying to claim the One Piece, and then here's where the chapter really, here's where I really start liking the chapter, because we start getting the answers. We start getting the answers from the what the three headlines were in the newspaper, right? One of them being Sabo killed Nefertari Cobra, right? Now, I personally don't believe that he killed him, right? I don't think he killed him. I think he might be framed for killing him. I think because I think the Celestial Dragons wanted Cobra dead. I think that was their plan, was to kill Cobra, you know, because he was asking too. Remember, we was at Reverie. He was starting to ask a little too many questions. He was starting to ask a little too many questions to the Gorosei. So I think the Gorosei kind of wanted to, right? Like he was already kind of on he was on like the shit list for the Gorosei because he's the only guy, the only kingdom, the only king from the one of two, because I think also the Dressrosa king, like royalty, I also think they were part of the, if I remember correctly, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I think they were also part of the 20 kingdom as well, if I remember correctly. But Cobra, his family were part of the 20 kingdoms, and they opted not to join the Celestial Dragons. They opted to stay in Alabasta and be like normal kings and queens and stuff, right? Normal royalty. So because of that, I think the Gorosei already kind of had a bad taste in their mouth for the Nefertari family, right? And then you also got him questioning some of the Gorosei, like especially when it comes to the Shichibukai, right? Like he was asking too many questions. So I think they killed him, and then they used Sabo and the revolutionaries being there to frame Sabo. They used that as an opportunity to pin Cobra's murder onto Sabo. Like, you know, that's what I think. That's what I believe. Unless Sabo really did just kill Cobra. That's also a possibility. I don't know if I believe that though. I don't see Sabo being the type to assassinate a king. You know, I don't see him as that type of person. So the second headline we get was Vivi being being kidnapped, right? Vivi was kidnapped. Vivi was kidnapped. I think that's one thing we kind of knew though. I think we kind of all believed that. It was just confirmed, right? It was just confirmed. And then the last one was the assassination attempt. Right? Let me make sure. It was an assassination attempt on was it St. Carlos? St. Carlos? Yeah, it was St. Carlos, the assassination attempt of St. Carlos. And they're accusing Misgard, right? They're accusing Milgard as the attacker for St. Carlos, which we seen when St. Carlos was trying to take Shirahoshi. Milgard, he was the one who stopped that. He was the one that I think he slapped Carlos, if I remember correctly. So he was the one that stopped that. He was the one that like put an end to that. So did he try to kill him? Maybe. But at least we got some. We know we're aware of what happened at Reverie finally. Like things have been confirmed. I think a lot of people kind of speculated some of these things, but we finally got it confirmed, right? I don't. I think the Milgard and Saint Carlo one, that is new. I don't think nobody speculated that because I don't think we would have thought that one celestial dragon would have tried to kill another one. And how does that work, right? How does that work if a celestial dragon commits a crime against another one? You know what I mean? They can't send an admiral because then the admiral would have to hit a celestial dragon, and you know, then the admiral would have to come for the admiral. You know, like How does that work? You know, unless they like put, unless like whoever's, I guess the Gorosei, because they're kind of in charge of. I think they might be the ones that make the laws for the Gorosei and enforce rules on, or the Gorosei makes laws for the Celestials, right? And they might have to enforce the order. So if like a Celestial commits a crime on another Celestial dragon, the Gorosei has to say, okay, well, we gotta treat you like a criminal now. We can't treat you like a Celestial anymore. That could be the case. Then we get Sabo. Sabo being treated as a god, right? We got Sabo being treated as a guy. We got like revolutions starting. We got like this guy on like a podium, pretty much, screaming like Sabo is the Flame Emperor, and his younger, and how his younger brother is like pretty much overthrowing the old order and everything, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like we're starting to see the impact of what happened at the Reverie and what happened at Wano. We're seeing the impact that it has on the rest of the world, right? We're seeing the impact that it has on the rest of the world, and we even got Akainu, right? Akainu's like, look, I'll drive everybody. I don't care who comes at us. Like Akaino's like here for it, bro. Akainu is here for it. He's like, bro, I don't care who comes. Let them come. If they come, they will come, but they will be smackdown. He we should. I wanted him to give like a Rock type, like a Dwayne Johnson, The Rock back in WWF, not WWE, back in WWF. Give us that type of promo where he's like, I don't care who comes, I will laugh the smacketh down on their Rudy Poo candy asses. Like, give us that type, bro. Like, that was like a more calm and a kind of version of a Rock promo though. Like, he's ready to laugh the smackdown on some Rudy Poo candy asses. Most definitely, man. Most definitely. But I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. Akaino look like he's here for it. I'm here for it. I know Kizaru's here for it. So, hey, I hope y'all here for it. Cause, bruh, things is about to change. The world is about to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that is pretty much the chapter, bro. That is the chapter. Y'all have a good one. I really enjoyed this chapter. It was a great chapter. This chapter was like, kind of like they calling Sabo the Flame Emperor. This chapter was flames. I will say that. Guys, make sure you follow me. Follow me on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you follow me on Twitch. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. Hit that bell for notifications and all that. Hit that like button. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Also, join the Discord if you want to be a part of my community. Make sure you join the Discord. But yeah. Anyway, I'm out of here. It's your boy Sean P, the Blunt God, and I'm out of here. Peace.